All experiences can be bought for a price. Beamed directly into your brain, Squid, a not at all stupid looking fingery helmet. Do you want to walk on the beach? Pork a celebrity? Do a murder? Well, now you can from the comfort of your horribly mismatched wig. Just don't accidentally capture an assassination on your recorder, or it'll set off a chain of convoluted events and double crosses that will bum you the F out. Welcome to Yesterday's Tomorrow Today in the past future world of Catherine Bigelow's Strange Days.
Welcome to Yesterday's Tomorrow Today, podcast about movies whose futures have passed. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Reinish.
I'm Kyle McVeigh.
And in the studio today, we have returning guest, friend of the show, my friend, Chris McCaleb.
Hello.
And also joining us, the first time in the history of the show, a second guest.
Wow.
Friend of Chris McCaleb's, we just met. His name is Oliver Scott.
Hello.
Oliver, welcome.
I feel welcome.
Good. This is a sequel episode, we'll say, to Chris's first appearance on the show.
Thematically,
and also because Chris kind of like said it needed to happen when we did Johnny Mnemonic last season.
Well, I feel like, didn't we talk about it and had neither of you seen it?
No.
Correct. It was.
Yeah, that's madness.
Which is so weird because this is a Bigelow and Cameron.
Yeah.
It absolutely should have come across my plate at some point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and I recognize the cover of this. Like, I've seen this movie
Absolutely,
a
yeah.
dozen times, and
You
I don't
mean this cover?
No, not that cover. Actually,
No, not that one.
That's not the one that I
This
recognize.
is why you get the Patreon.
No, the video for this one's free,
This
so
is,
everyone's gonna see it.
Oh, I shouldn't have brought this then. I only do stuff.
Oh
for the
no,
Patreon.
now they know my secret.
Yeah.
I'm a big content guy.
Chris has brought his Laserdisc, and if you've listened to any other shows Chris has been on, Chris usually brings his Laserdisc.
If I have it, I bring it.
Yeah.
Why don't you open up the gate there for the camera there, so
Oh,
we can
yeah.
see this beautiful spread.
Right? They're 12 inches, if you know what I mean. Sorry, Mom. And in the back, it tells you bonus features.
That's closer to the cover that I recognize.
Well,
With
yeah, that's
three
the actual
faces.
Oh, yeah,
poster.
yeah.
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 And then, the gate
Damn,
fold.
full spread.
Yeah, you get...
You know that you get the Laserdisc special of the like promotional photo of a scene that was not in the movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
There
that's
are-
good.
Yeah, there are two. That's right, exactly right. There are two scenes, two additional scenes that are not in the movie. I don't even
Wow.
remember what they are.
And those are always good.
Yeah, that's why they take them out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's not a full audio commentary, but there is. They just like ported an in-depth conversation that Bigelow had about the opening sequence.
Oh, it just
just
laid it
put it
over
on
And
across.
it's just across like the first like 30 or
awesome.
40 minutes of the movie. So,
Oh God,
so that scene has long passed, and you're still like,
that's actually.
God, it seems like a lot of work doing
Yeah.
this scene.
That's
That's
that
actually
opening. Like, I was watching it again. This is the first time I've seen it. And the opening of this, I'm like, this is like oppressive. It makes me feel bad.
I was like, this is a bold choice.
Yeah.
You should. That's the part that makes you feel bad.
Well, yeah.
So that's how I feel watching other people play GTA.
Okay. I get that.
It's just like so much all the time, and a part of it is like maybe the knowing logistics of like making a movie. I'm like, this seems very difficult to do,
Oh,
but it's just like,
in 19. It came out in 95, so they probably shot it in 94.
yeah.
So this was like, I mean, we talked about this when we were watching it because we've looked into it. It was impossible when they wrote the movie, or he wrote the movie.
Is it a good time to mention the camera now?
Is it
But, maybe
The camera.
The camera that James
James
Cameron
James Cameron.
developed for this movie?
No, I
Did
had
he
no idea.
invent a steady cam
He
for this?
invented the GoPro.
basically?
So he invented this tiny little handheld about the size of like today, like a Black Magic.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
About the size of a Black Magic, but it shot 35. So that is how you're able to get the first person, arms in front.
Oh,
So not only is it a lot, but it had never been done before ever.
Wow.
Yeah, they had to strip it down completely in order to make it so that you could actually do that.
I thought it was really slick. I was
Yeah.
surprised they were able to do it like hardcore Henry style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah, but which you could do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a
That's
problem.
with your phone.
It was
Yeah.
shooting film.
Yeah,
That's fucking nuts. That must.
that's what film for the younger listeners. That's what film sounded like. And if you went to film school, as I did, and you had to make a film, that's the sound of is just all you hear is money, because like every foot of
Every
that is
click
like
is-
shit. This is expensive. Film is expensive.
Every
Say
one
the
of those-
lines faster.
Every
Say them good.
I'm gonna do that the whole show.
Yeah, perfect. Really get us
just
in the
lay it in.
The feel the
purring
pressure.
Yeah, we like a purring cut.
It's so beautiful.
So let's get into the facts of this. This is 1995, set in the year 1999, directed by Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah.
You may know her from Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30.
Point
I
Break.
think this movie is the Hurt Locker. We don't know where the Hurt Locker is or who did the Hurt Locker. What is it? Hurt Locker. Written by James Cameron and Jay
okay?
Cox.
That was a mini stroke.
Gangs of New York. I did not know that. That's
Yeah,
a fun
Jay
fact.
Cox, just
Incredible
just
name.
full Cox, and he
Never
did
go
a lot
full
of
Cox.
stuff. Never go full Cox.
James Cameron, you may have heard of.
I love that James Cameron can't stop inventing new technology to
Yes.
shoot. Like he's
It's
not
the
even
only
shooting
way
this one.
he can get his ideas across is with tools that don't exist.
Yes.
yet, because his ideas are too big for the world's tools.
It's literally,
I mean-
he goes, I want to do this thing. How are we going to do that? We
can't.
but we will.
But I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll go to the bottom of the sea.
Although it's true, but he does a lot of the work too.
Yeah.
Unlike it's a little like Steve Jobs, where he just like pushes people to beyond their limits.
To the breaking
Yeah.
point.
Except Steve Jobs would lock people in a room and be like, figure it out, and then he would leave. Whereas James Cameron is like, let's figure this out. Let's lock ourselves in this room.
Yeah. Now
Also-
you're trapped in here with me.
Yes.
James Cameron would do it himself.
Yes.
He would prefer to do it himself.
Yeah.
There's a saying that he's possibly famous for saying that I've kind of picked up, try to institute in my own life, which is don't help.
That's amazing.
That's a good.
That's what he's famous for saying on set. You know,
That's-
like, I'll just adjust the lights. Don't help. I'll do it. You know.
I think the best thing that he has invented for one of his movies was where he figured out how to make breathable water.
Yeah.
I think that was a really cool.
Yeah,
thing.
that was really cool.
That
Yeah.
really happened.
breathable water.
That
No.
yes.
I can't tell if you're
You
messing
have to
with-
say, if
we
you're
just met. I don't
joking,
know if you're
you
messing.
have
with
to
to
that's
tell
real.
us if you're joking.
I don't think that's real.
we don't joke about the abyss in this house.
It is my understanding, and I could be incorrect, but it is my understanding that they really made the mouse breathe oxygen.
Well, that they could have, because they're like, I don't care if this mouse
Oh
dies or not.
yeah.
And that's why we test things on animals,
Yeah.
Right.
because they're not people. Not yet.
I'm
anyway.
just saying, dude, we didn't make Mastromo. What's her last name? What's her full name? I
Mary
forgot.
Elizabeth
Mary Elizabeth
Mastrantonio.
Mastrantonio.
Thank you. I should
Breathe.
know that because I worked with her on a show. Anyway,
A biscuit?
They didn't make her breathe the biscuit. That would be fucked up.
People almost died on that movie.
Yeah, because they were put them in
They're
fucking.
like, just
yeah.
figure it out.
Helmets full of
don't
shit.
help him. Let him help. Let him breathe the
Yeah.
liquid.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out.
Wait, well, he's like waiting to see. He's like, I don't know it'll work, but what if it does? Don't help. What if they just drown a
And-
little bit?
And Harris starts doing that thing where he's like shaking, trying to get out of it. He's like, don't help.
Brain damage starts after about 90 seconds, so we got time.
It's like
It's like,
shooting
talk to me.
shooting an upside down scene. It's like you got 90 seconds before he starts to have brain death. Starring Ray Fiennes as
Rafe-
almost said as
Rafe-
Voldemort.
Rafe, he has so many other roles, but all I could be like was, Voldemort.
He's a very good actor. Some
He's
would
great.
say
Phenomenal.
maybe too good for Voldemort. But,
Yeah.
Like,
Genuinely too good. Great at being a sleaze. He should play sleazes more.
yeah,
Well, he made a choice, didn't he? And he made the right one.
it's good.
He
He's
was
good.
like, this guy has a weird nose that he would probably talk with.
They surgically removed his nose. That's the
They put it
craziest part.
back.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's a piece.
He was
now.
like, I'll
he has
look
Michael
weird.
Jackson's nose now.
Angela
Sorry,
Bassett
Yeah,
looking badass.
She's
Dude,
in
she's
this movie.
jacked in
Badass
this
it.
too.
She's
Like,
fucking rad. Juliette Lewis being
Hell
Juliet
yeah.
Lewis.
Being nude and singing a
Yeah.
ton.
as herself.
yeah,
exactly.
kind of.
It's so clear Catherine Bigelow or James Cameron, whoever had one of them was just like, oh yeah, she could sing. We should have her sing as much as possible in here. That's
Right.
probably her band. I
Yes.
was trying to look up all
I
the,
think
and
it
maybe
is. Yeah,
you.
I think it is.
I was trying to research because there's a lot of bands playing in this, and
Yeah,
I
a lot of bands.
But
bands
I was like,
are big in the
but
future.
was it
Yeah,
anyone?
yeah. Everybody knows rock music is the future.
But I was trying to figure out if I was like, I wonder if these are like bands on the soundtrack or like underground LA bands
One of
for
them
the
is
time,
Skunk and
or
Nancy.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I
The
just
one
wasn't
that
sure.
did Selling Jesus, which if you haven't watched the trailer to this movie, do yourself a favor and watch the trailer. Fuck, we were gonna watch it before. It's so good, and it's cut mostly to that song.
Oh, okay.
They're selling Jesus again, selling
Wow,
her to you, and it's cut.
Wow,
It's,
going for
It's so rad. It's. I don't know who cut that trailer. It's really good. It's a masterpiece.
wow,
Can I just? This is a real tangent,
yeah.
and I hate to do it so early in the episode, but trailers now.
Yeah.
Do they know how to cut trailers without making sound effects in time to the songs?
No,
No,
no. We've lost the art of the tease.
Every single trailer we saw before Dune
Mhm.
has a sequence, an action sequence, where the sound effects of the sequence are in time with the music, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Do you think it's the prevalence and like absurd proliferation of pornography that nobody knows how to tease anymore? It's
We wanna
people are
see
just
it.
like, give it all to me. Like that's how trailers are now, where it's just like
Yes.
It could be. It does feel like
Yeah, the trailers are in competition with the movies, which is pretty,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
strange.
I also wondered, like, how long now there's like full on like trailer houses. Did trailer houses always exist?
yeah, they've been
Yeah,
around for
I
a
just
while.
I've
wasn't
actually
sure.
worked at a trailer house.
Okay,
No,
but
there's
I've had friends that have.
there's a whole way of
That's what I was wondering. Yes.
formulaic way of
Mhm.
thinking.
That's
People,
what I was wondering.
people making decisions that are not creative.
Yes.
Surprise.
Yeah.
You know, people making decisions that don't particularly like movies.
Of
you know,
course, we
Welcome
love
to
those people
Hollywood.
in the
Yeah.
industry.
they're usually in
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah,
Can
sadly.
we make the sound effects in time with the music here?
But that's
Also,
what I was wondering.
they-
If like these
They have so many to make that
Yeah.
if you didn't have an assembly line and a
Yeah.
formula, like
Yeah.
how else would you?
and obviously that changes over time, like with trends and stuff like that. I would think.
I miss the big full
trend
screen
is,
text
Is
where it's-
is just to more and more
Stallone is Daybreak.
slow rolls of pop songs.
Yeah. Yes. Now.
Oh yeah.
No, because it's all about risk minimization, risk
Yeah, of course.
mitigation. It's not just because they like the songs. It's like you have nothing can be done unless it's done before, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm sorry to get us on a tangent, but I just noticed that
Trailers are bad.
trailers have lost their way.
Also, does
Anyway,
anyone want
what's-
to hire me as a composer? I make a slow roll covers of pop songs.
I
that
have
do me
no
well.
problem doing that. I'll make any one you want.
I can make any happy song sound sad.
Oliver is an extraordinary musician.
No, it is actually really fun, and it's fun to do that. Like,
Yeah.
just pick a song, and then you're just like, no, man, I'm just gonna fucking
Yeah.
Time to
ketamine
feel
out.
it.
Oh, it's just
Time to feel "Steal My Sunshine" in a way that no one
Wow,
else has.
incredible.
I bet it
like
would
a
work.
dark kind of
Can
like
you imagine
minor
if-
chord "Steal My Sunshine."
If the movie Sunshine was released this year,
Oh my
they
God.
would have done a slow version
That's-
of
you're
Len's
so
"Steal My
right.
Sunshine."
Steal my sunshine.
Before you move on for Juliette Lewis, can we honor the fact that
That she's
her
topless
her,
most of the
her
time.
entire wardrobe, and she has
yeah.
multiple costumes. Her entire wardrobe could fit in like a gallon Ziploc
Yeah.
bag.
No one does the male gaze better than Catherine Bigelow.
I'm thinking it's Jim's gaze. I'm thinking it's Big Jim's gaze.
You think it's Jim over there being like, we need them? There's a moment, speaking of this, I wrote this in my notes. There's a moment where it's the first time you see her, and it's the first person of Lenny, like they're going rollerblading. Great. Perfect 90s.
Yeah.
And then they go back before they have sex, and she just like splashes her boobs a couple times, like a sink wash
Yeah.
for just her boobs. I was like, what the fuck was that?
It's a little Venice, California shower. You just kind of just rinsing off.
But
Just
not even pits.
I just
Like,
want to be glittery.
I was
you know,
just like,
yeah.
okay.
all
but you know,
she needed.
she did it. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
That's-
it does look
I've-
better.
I've been doing it since.
Just
That's how
a
I
little-
wash myself
Just
now,
a little
yeah.
chest wash.
Yeah, just I have a more hair there.
yeah. It gets so it's
Yeah.
really gleaming.
Is
Yeah.
that not how you ice water plunge?
It's just more of a dab, ice water dab.
Ice
And
water dabs.
I only stand at 45-degree angles with the sun after I've done a little spritz.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want,
Yeah,
I
you
want
gotta
everyone
look
to see.
good.
Absolutely.
Rounding out the cast, we got Tom Sizemore, Vincent D'Onofrio, Dwayne Engelman. I'm sorry, William Fichtner,
Yeah.
and Michael Wincott.
By
cast-
the way, we do have. Go ahead. Sorry.
Cast is fucking stacked.
It's insane.
It's an incredible cast.
And I have to talk about Michael Wincott because
the great Michael Wincott.
his like all-timer villain face.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he
Voice,
shows up in
too.
a movie and you're like, I want to fucking punch this guy in the face.
I love how he's just his character from The Crow.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a character from The Crow. Also,
He
his
just
character from
locked
Three
in.
Musketeers.
Yeah.
Also, his character from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It's the same guy across time.
Can you imagine
And
having
nope.
lunch with that guy?
I wouldn't be able. I would be too distracted. His
Yeah.
face is so angular
Yeah.
and evil looking that he just emanates evil, and it's great.
It's
and
really good.
I
To
didn't
me, he emanates cool.
Ooh,
Yeah,
don't get that.
He's the coolest gangster. Like he talks the quietest.
He sounds like Voldemort. That's how I would have cast him as Voldemort, and he would have kept his nose.
Oh, our video's frozen.
Oh, no. I'll just restart. You keep going. Keep going.
But
Bam.
I just wanted to talk about him because I think that he's always shows up and he's always a great villain and he's always amazing. And then I realized that he was a Nope, and I was like, I don't even remember who you were in
I
Nope
thought the same thing.
because you
yeah.
looked like I guess age and some facial hair has made him look less.
He
evil.
has no hair.
He's playing Hoyt von Hoytema.
Hoyt von Hoytema?
Yeah.
The director of photography who's about to win an Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
wait, what?
It's a little bit of a riff on that. Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't even make it like he must be doing something different. Like I
doesn't-
I just didn't recognize him in the role.
Because he's being human.
Yeah. Okay. That is actually correct. Yeah.
He's not like a
what it
kind
is.
of robot man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I was like, wow. Fuck. Shit. Okay, well that really I thought he was like showed up as like a weirdo character that I didn't remember, but not one of the main crew. But okay.
It's kind of like Peele's like love letter to cinematographers in general.
Oh, yeah.
So like your Janusz is
Yeah.
your various Polish guys, right?
Yeah.
It's always a Polish guy.
It's always a
Yeah.
Polish
Why
guy.
are the cinematographers always Polish? I've been given an answer to this question before.
Have you?
Yes, and I
Sounds like a setup to a joke.
don't believe the answer I was given, so I'd like to just kind of put it out there.
Okay,
why,
please.
why are all the cinematographers? No, I'm asking.
Is it-
I thought it was a profound
I don't know. I'm
silence.
really
Yeah,
ready
me
for
too.
it.
Is-
Like,
well,
I
what
don't
I was
know if it was
told
adjacent to one of those old light bulb jokes.
Yeah.
No, I mean what I was told in film school or whatever. It's like the same reason that their movie posters are always crazy. It's because they love film, but they don't have access to advanced promotional material,
Mhm.
and so they have to make it all up themselves.
Right.
And
I think it's because their
shorten
names look better on posters.
They really do. They,
Yeah,
they have
so, like, I don't know how to
accent marks
say
in
that.
places
Yeah.
that there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
it. Just a barcode.
Yeah. I love that.
Kyle, since you wrote this recap of the
Oh
plot,
yeah,
why
I'll
don't you give
do
us
a quick
rundown?
recap of Strange Days for everyone. Lenny Nero is a former cop that now deals in black market clips, copies of people's recorded memories, robbery, weirdo sex, skiing. You can live and feel it all for a price. But when a friend captures the murder of an activist and rap superstar Jericho 1, captures the murder of activist and rap superstar Jericho 1 at the hands of two LAPD officers, it sets off a twisted series of murders that bring Lenny back into the life of his ex, Faith, and all-timer villain face Michael Wincott. In the end, the movie is about an hour too long, and the mastermind of the plot is Tom Sizemore in a wig, in the worst wig in a movie full of terrible wigs.
But they're
But
the
how-
point. They're supposed to be terrible.
How
It's-
great though.
Yeah,
a
it's
plot-
great.
It's a load-bearing plot bag wig.
Because you
It genuinely is. And the worst, and like, do you know what's so funny though? I say that Tom Sizemore's was the worst wig, but when they pulled it off, I was like, You know what? Honestly, it was a bad wig, but in my
But
mind,
you're
I was
supposed to have known the whole time.
but the whole,
you're supposed to have
In
been clocking
retrospect,
it as
you're
right.
like, wow, that's a bad wig.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's
that
kind
is-
of like, I did clock it the whole time where I was like,
But
why
that's
did they
it.
not give him a better wig?
I didn't
Right.
think
This
it was
is a
an
feature
in-world
film.
wig.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a plot point, but I guess after I saw the reveal, the 2 times reveal
Which
of
they-
bad wigs with a squid rig in it,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess I should have known. I feel like an idiot.
That's
It's
right in
kind of a
front of
great
you.
magic trick that
Yeah.
Big Jim does there. That he gives you the answer to the joke. He glass onions it for you. He,
Sure.
he gives you the he
Yeah.
gives you the answer. He's like, no, this is the answer to the joke. Kind of he does the prestige thing where he tells you right up.
Yeah.
front.
And then you're surprised when it happens.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Even though he told me.
And I did make a joke that I felt like this movie was an hour too long. I don't know if I truly believe that, but there is like I always get this is like the difference between like a modern mentality of certainly like writing and like I've always been, and also I come from TV, so there's a lot of like get to it, and like obviously an old school thing and very much a Cameron thing is like you can spend 40 minutes just kind of building the world
Sure.
and the color, because it's like 40 minutes to an hour before he goes and gets his car and like
Right.
sees the clip that actually kicks
Activates the
off
plot,
the
yeah.
plot of the movie. So it's like one of those
But that's
things where I
perfect,
have to. No, I agree.
Because
and
then there's an
I-
hour and a half left.
Which I love it, but it is like one of those things. Like when I say something like that, that is definitely like sort of just me as like a writer and the way that I've learned, especially through like TV, where you're like, get to it. But like, obviously, I love James Cameron and his writing very much, and he does love to languish in the world.
This is such an efficient synopsis of the movie. It's really good.
Thank you.
It's really
Thank
good.
you.
I think I like that first 40 minutes or whatever you're talking about. I think that was some of my favorite shit because it was
It
just
is.
like him wandering around from person to person.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of knows he's this like sleaze bag
Yeah.
that deals in this sort of off market, drug slash black.
The Black Mirror version of this is just the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's enough of a concept. Like I thought the mystery and like the murder and all that stuff was pretty well done
Yeah.
and pretty fucked up in a way that
It's
I was
super
trying to
fucked up.
explain it to Kim and she's like, "What the
Can
fuck?"
I just say
is
that
this?
this is the first movie in a very long time that I have watched where one of the main plot points is rape,
Mm.
which I was like,
Remember when that
I was
used to
like,
be
oh
bad?
yeah, we used to like.
We used to think that was bad.
Well, I think we still think it's bad. I think we're just like, I think it's like less of like, I think
Like
you
you
just
couldn't
don't
be
put it on
president.
the screen anymore.
It was rough.
You know what I
That was
mean?
tough to
Like
watch.
it's a weird. It
Well,
was tough.
It fits in with a general exploitive tone.
I think tonally it works.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
I'm just saying it too is exploitive.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
things are also
definitely.
exploited.
Yeah.
In the movie, like you're saying, like Juliet Lewis.
like
got
every
it.
frame of
has
Juliet
got
Lewis.
it. Another exploitive thing. I just got to read from some of my notes.
Please.
I had written down
I have so many notes.
power tolerance reading as tokenism. So like he aggressively casts just like all the different cultures of the world, and wouldn't it be crazy if there was a multicultural city? Oh my god, the future's wide. It's like, look there, an African. It's like
Yeah.
but it's like supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. So I'm like, what are you saying, Jim? Are you saying that it's bad to have more cultures? Are you saying that we're on some weird inevitable slide? Like,
Yeah.
what are you saying, Big Jim? Because it sounds like you are telling me that this is bad,
Yeah.
but you're also kind of visually telling me that it's kind of cool. And it's like you're so that's why I call it power tolerance.
So what if all that, but then you could like watch a video of yourself running through the ocean?
Yeah, that's called Fortnite.
Yeah. This is like you
Did
watch
Jim
this, you're
Cameron
like,
invent
man.
Yes,
That's
he
what
did.
he invented the technology for this. I was gonna say that this is you bring up a thing that this is like in the mid 90s. You see this in a couple near future films. Also in the beginning of Demolition Man is the other thing I think of. Like it was right after all of the LA riots, and anyone that was writing a movie set in LA, they always said it like I think both this and Demolition Man both happened in 99, and they were like LA's on fire.
Because it was.
It is fucked up.
And
Because
we were talking about it
so
still
this
is.
So this is what I was
worse
trying
now.
to. So y'all will have to tell me. And maybe I don't even know if y'all have the insight, and I don't know where you grew up, Oliver, but like. I obviously was very much a child when that was happening, like 7, and like in the Midwest, so far removed from like what that era of LA felt like and what it looked like. And I don't know if this is people that went through it and like felt that way. I'm also like, I don't think James Cameron was in the fucking mix during the LA riots. I got a feeling he was on fucking vacation somewhere. But like, it obviously left an imprint on a lot of people.
There's
and they were like
a shot in Strange
extrapolates
Days,
that.
the shot in Strange Days of the Korean guys
Yes,
with the rifles.
I've seen that.
So that is from
Yes.
a flavor of news story that was very pushed around the riots, which was this kind of blacks versus Koreans narrative.
Yeah.
Because Korean owned shops and some of them got looted, some of them fired. So
Yeah.
and maybe there was some conflict. I couldn't tell you how much
Yeah.
there was definitely photographs of it.
Yeah.
And the narrative, conflict sells newspapers.
Absolutely.
So like, and people get galvanized over certain photographs. You see one photograph of one person with a gun, you think it's like an everyday occurrence, and you're like, oh, I got a screenplay about that. Shit, what if what if they had more guns?
Yeah. Well, that was kind of like, so it was just sort of like what I knew about it when I was a kid. Like, that's obviously what's making it to the Midwest and to the national news is those types of visuals, the Korean people like on top of their buildings with guns defending, like it's the fucking second Purge movie, which is a great movie.
I think
the narrative at the time was, could you imagine if people other than white people had guns? Was kind of
a scary thing.
Wouldn't that be
People-
scary?
Yeah.
So that like it's being sold to you as this kind of like fear vector, like everything's a race riot, everyone's armed, everyone hates everyone, everyone's stealing from everyone. So all those like B-roll shots and Strange Days of just like random cruelty and
women beating up Santa Claus.
that was
I love
amazing.
That is
I
actually
love
very
that.
good. Well, and it's also, I think that it's interesting. We're obviously getting like the view of very wealthy people that were in LA and kind of removed a little bit from that.
That part.
So it's like a little
for sure.
weird, and like it has a little bit of that like weird, like you were saying.
What if they
I
robbed
love
my
Jim-
shop? What if they
Yeah.
robbed my shop? It's like a lot of like it's like capitalistic.
Yeah.
Like we're worried about property crime
Yes.
and like it's like perhaps misplaced priorities.
Yes.
I think to me the most hurtful thing that was said was
Yeah.
when they were like bemoaning that gas was over $3 a gallon.
I know.
I was like, only $3 a gallon.
That's in my
Yeah.
what they got wrong.
Yeah.
I wrote a bunch of notes.
Gas is
Most
so
of them
expensive.
under 2 columns: what they got right and what they got wrong.
Good.
And most of it is what they got right. Like this is a highly
Yeah,
prophetic.
It's
movie.
crazy.
Yeah, no, it feels like they were like, the economy sucks. Gas is too high. It's over $3. Fifth graders are shooting each other in the playground.
Cops open fire into crowds. They just,
Yeah,
like,
it did
killing people
feel-
when they should have arrested them or whatever.
I will say that it didn't feel like the National Guard and the riot police were stopping much of the crime in the streets.
No,
They
it
seemed
certainly
to
did
just
Kind
not.
of like how they don't stop much
Yeah.
of the crime in the streets now.
It's like an
It just
increased
escalates
police
the situation.
Yeah, it's like
it just
an
makes
increased
people feel more tense.
increased police presence doesn't mean less crime.
Makes
Weird.
you feel safer though, doesn't it?
I mean,
Isn't it feel safe to have
A tank?
men with militarized
nothing makes me
weapons
feel
and-
safer than seeing the LAPD. And that's me as the whitest man alive. And I still, if
trust-
a cop
they will
approaches me
kill
in my
you too.
neighborhood, oh, I know. But like a cop, I remember one time I had someone over for a date and to my place, and I was like, oh,
Brag.
I'm gonna, not a big deal. And
guy.
I was like, oh, I gotta take my dog out. And she like went out with me to take my dog out.
Whoa.
And the
okay.
LAPD stopped by and was like, and I was just like, I don't want to talk to this. And they were like, hey, there's like a shooting nearby. Have you seen anyone running around? And I was like, no. And just kind of waved them off. And they were like, okay.
And then they shot
kept
your
going.
dog.
No, and then the girl was like, can we go inside? I was like, oh, right. I just didn't want to talk. Like, I didn't want to talk to them. I didn't even register that they were like, there's actively a murder. Like,
is dangerous.
blocks
You should
away.
get the fuck outta
You
here.
should
Yeah.
go inside.
But my dog has to shit.
He did need to shit. I'm just not going to let him shit inside. Listen, there's a murder once in a while. That
Look,
happens.
a murder's gonna
Murder
happen.
happens.
It's LA. A murder's going to happen.
Let's talk about the main, I would say, plot device of this movie, which is wire
It's
tripping.
an actual device.
An
The
actual
literal
device.
device.
And
Jacked in.
again, perfect sequel to Johnny Mnemonic. This movie entirely revolves around tiny discs.
Yes, which
And
we love. We're
literally
on
mini
record.
discs.
Yeah.
Are they mini
Branded
Yeah,
discs?
they're
Yes,
actually they're the
there's a close-up.
Sony mini discs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sony, oh man, Sony pushed so hard for the mini disc to be the thing.
I will say
and
they
the
look-
world said no thanks.
They look rad.
they look
They
cool,
they did
though.
design the shit out of them. They are
Yes.
rad looking.
Yeah.
Like a CD you can hold in your hand? That's
it's a
awesome.
CD cartridge.
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about stacking them 12 high like on the
Or
Laserdisc
touching the
thing.
silver part.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, in
can't even get the silver part.
you can't even get to it. Finally, they defended it from me, an idiot. That just wants to put my grubby fingerprints on it.
Is this when you have the slow motion lens, my own worst enemy? Wait, not Len. That's Steal My Sunshine. Who did my own worst enemy?
Lit.
It's
Lit.
no
Yeah.
surprise
Yes.
to me.
There you go. This is beautiful. Maybe we just record one of these as a
As-
bonus.
Well, can I talk about William Gibson for about
Yes.
Please.
10,
Yeah.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
I got a
I'm
whole
gonna
chunk
run
of
to the
I said
restroom.
yes before I found out.
Grandfather, the grandfather of cyberpunk.
At the time I saw Strange Days the first time, because I'm old, I was super deep into William Gibson. Like,
Sure.
Like little too much, I
Yeah.
guess, because anything that I perceived to be derivative of it, I was
You were mad about it?
I was scornful, disdainful. I was
Sure.
like, look
Yeah.
at this, B grade William Gibson. So at the time, I very much thought this movie was just like a kind of like rip off of William Gibson. And,
Sure.
And there's a couple of the general tone, yes, but he actually uses slang from William Gibson.
Oh,
books.
really?
So,
That's
so-
not surprising.
so he calls them trodes, like short for electrodes.
Yeah.
That is a Gibsonism.
Yeah.
So let's just,
I'm
they-
very uneducated on
and
in
the,
his writing.
the whole device of this thing that kind of settles
squid.
on the,
Mhm.
The
crown
squid
of your head,
receptor.
that's from, it's called something else in the William Gibson books, but that's like how you jack into the Matrix. That's how you use computers.
Yeah.
That's how you surf the.
So I think what you're saying without saying is that James Cameron is a hack.
I'm saying that Jim will take whatever he wants to take from wherever, like in the same way that Avatar just is Dune. Like
Yeah.
it's just straight up.
But it's
is
wet.
Dune.
No. It's unobtainium and not spice, so I think you're wrong.
They're cat people. They're not Fremen. But whatever. It's like
The
it'll
Fremen
just-
don't fuck with their hair.
Yeah. What about
They
that?
fuck with their knives.
Which is pretty cool.
I think I don't know. Is it arrogance? Is it just like, is it a guy thinking, hey, we all aggregate, we all take stuff from here and there.
I think
Yeah.
that's probably
I think what it actually is he read that,
Yeah.
forgot he read that.
You
He's
think
like,
he Carlos
I came,
Mencia'd it?
I came up with a great idea.
I
You
think
think
that
he Carlos
it's-
Mencia'd it?
I will
Okay.
say that this must have been a tough era for you because, like, the mid to late 90s, like, there's a billion movies that rip off William Gibson
Yeah, and-
from, like,
Case in point, Matrix, right?
yes,
Like
from
it's-
Johnny Mnemonic, bookended by Keanu.
Yeah.
This era.
Yeah.
Johnny Mnemonic, based on a
Yeah.
William Gibson.
Yeah.
He even wrote the screenplay. He wrote his own bad screenplay.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Would disagree about it being bad.
Well,
I don't think
Ends with
Chris
a-
would.
You're
the,
wrong.
the published one is better.
Yeah.
Said the asshole.
Oh, okay.
The-
All right.
I think that I think maybe we're overthinking it and giving maybe too much credit. I think you don't need to look much farther. So Jim Cameron
Yeah.
and Catherine Bigelow, if you don't know this, they were married from
Yes.
1989 to
I did not know
1991.
that.
Yeah.
Seems like a very tempestuous marriage they had.
Yeah.
It ended with them making Point Break, and
Which
which
is a pretty
which he
sweet way
produced,
to
she
end-
directed. Yeah.
Indeed.
And so but they stayed, whatever. So Jim
Yeah.
Cameron goes to Catherine Bigelow and is like, hey, I think this guy, the most technologically advanced weirdo director, he's so obsessed with new technology and creating new technology. And he's like, Catherine, I got this great movie. I'm going to write it, but I want you to direct it. She's like, oh, what's it about? It's about this technologically obsessed weirdo who uses this new technology to watch videos in his head so he can remember having sex with his ex. Will you please make this movie? Please?
Yeah. Yes.
Please. I mean, it's not weird. It doesn't have to be weird. Please.
It's only weird if you make it weird.
You
Yeah.
have to answer this question. Are you making this right now? No. I don't have people working on this 24/7. Not a big deal.
Wire tripping.
What's the ex's name? Catherine.
Don't worry about it. We can change it.
Her name's Faith. Her name's Faith. It's fine.
Because he's lost his faith.
I think it's because her name is Catherine Faith Bigelow.
Oh man. Okay, so wire tripping is what Lenny, who is a former cop, has kind of fallen into this black market device that they said the feds developed it as a replacement for the wire.
The body wire.
Right. So that means like a
Like-
like a
like the HBO
surveillance
show.
mic.
Oh, I see. In my mind, I was
not
in such
surveillance
William.
wire. Not a surveillance wire, but a body mic.
Yeah.
See, in my mind, they said that, and I was like so stuck in the William Gibson of it. I was like, oh, they used to have this, but it was a full body, like Johnny Mnemonic, or like not virtuosity, like suit where it's like a haptic
You could always
suit.
spot the undercovers when they were wearing
But
those.
but no, yours makes more sense in that it would be a good surveillance device.
And
Because you're transmitting to your
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect
Field
wirelessly
agent
to
or
your
whatever.
deck.
this thing seems to work pretty well.
Yeah.
So I'm confused how it switched over to being.
Well, this is another Gibsonism thing. So he says the street always finds its own uses for things.
Yeah.
And it's a theme in these Gibson books is that there's technologies developed for one thing and then it gets used for something else.
Sure.
Like an iPod that's now
A sex box.
a hard drive
That
you
always
can
became
smuggle
that.
stuff on.
Yeah.
Or like a uranium bullet that you're using to track a shipping container or something like that. So he's fascinated about repurposing and recontextualizing technology.
Well, I think that's an awesome angle for this, and also it made perfect sense to me. I'm like, if that's developed, I'm going to use it to
course there's a
experience
black
other
market.
shit.
For example,
Oh, yeah.
So like Raytheon developed this pixel tracking technology for missiles, right?
Yeah.
And now that's what we use in After Effects
Whoa.
Amazing.
That's always stuff like that.
to track. That's where 2D
America-
tracking technology comes from. Thanks, Raytheon. Fuck.
America used to innovate.
Okay. Yeah, we used to be a proper country.
We used to like the amount of things we created during the Cold War that now are just like in our daily lives is astonishing.
Most technology was developed for the military. The radio developed by the military for war. The internet developed by the internet for war, et cetera, et cetera.
But here's where it falls apart for me is if you're going to make this thing that I want you to be able to see, hear, feel everything that is happening when you're recording this, clearly the person who's coming up with this is like, and then we're going to use it for sex stuff. Like off to the side. Like
Not everyone's like us.
It's the first drive. This is not a joke. It is what made VHS the dominant
porn.
medium is because porn.
yeah.
Internet, porn.
Daguerreotypes in 1856
Yeah.
were used for pornography instantaneously.
Paintings. I mean,
Paintings,
yeah.
they're like the whole
Stories. Like,
Yes, I mean this is
it's-
what technology
yeah.
is for. It's
Yeah.
like we need to externalize our experiences.
can we jerk
Yeah,
off to it? How do we jerk off
Well,
to
the
it?
saying always was for a long
set 'em up,
time,
you-
the
Yeah.
forefront at the forefront of every technology the last like 30 years has been pornography and professional wrestling.
That's what our one of our professors at school told us.
Yeah.
It was like pornography and professional wrestling. Whatever they do, that's where it's going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say NASCAR.
Drag queens.
Like
For
I
a lot
said,
of our
drag-
vernacular.
Different drag.
Different drag.
Dum-dum.
Got it.
So
We're
the-
having fun.
The squid receptor, which is a superconducting quantum interface device.
great. Good stuff.
Now, and it's probably for the best. They don't really like go into the logistics of using the thing because
No.
like
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the right way because
Absolutely. Don't explain
there's
it.
a throwaway line later where he's like, "Don't open your eyes, you'll have double vision."
Yeah.
which because like people when they're in it, they seem to be like jacked in, which is kind of what I think it's what they say.
Yeah,
It
the
is,
wires
yeah.
are
Which is another Gibsonism.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like Ray Fiennes, when he sees something upsetting, is like opening his eyes. I'm like, what is that fucking doing to like is he still
It's-
feeling all? And
Yeah.
It's like he's seeing double.
Cut to pass through AR porn.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Can't wait.
No, they really got that one right.
It's the only reason to get those Apple goggles.
Let me tell
finally
you,
I want to
experience-
see
you-
naked people
You don't
everywhere.
need the Apple. You don't need to spend $3,500.
I just hope
Oh.
that Apple is making my pornography content. You know?
I mean, I hope so. I guess I'm just saying that
I want
I like
everything
the
smooth
idea
and
everything
shiny.
on
like
Apple
I
TV.
can put porn on my goggles and lower the opacity so I can like still eat dinner with my family.
I want behind Kyle. I want there to be naked people just like walking around.
Just balls in my face. As you're like, I'm like, Joe, are you watching porn again?
No.
While we're- no.
yes.
I'm watching you watch porn.
I'm watching you in the porn.
They're having the porn through you right now.
Watching ghosts fuck through you.
And you put something in here, and I'm very glad you did because I was also confused.
Okay.
Is when they're using these devices
Yeah.
to experience things, they seem to feel any sort of physical like reaction that the person had in the moment. So like adrenaline
Yeah.
or like the feelings and stuff. And then
Or if you all of a sudden had breasts and you didn't.
right,
Like,
like
yeah,
you
you
start
feel
feeling them
Yeah.
up and stuff. But like a big plot point, as I think we talked about off air in this, is a rape tape,
yeah.
like a crime.
yeah.
And watching them watch it, I could not
The
tell.
acting is.
I could not tell what I was watching.
Yeah.
They explain it later. We remember we had the same.
Yeah,
had the
we did.
same
Well, they-
lack of clarity.
Yeah.
And we were like, wait, was it the thing? Is he watching the thing and he's feeling what she's feeling? And then they
You
explain it
thought
later.
one thing, I thought another, and you were right.
Well,
and then they explain
yeah.
it. Actually
It was like,
says-
well, it's some looped back thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's feeling her feeling
he's
him-
he's
him
assaulting her.
feling. It's
Yeah.
like but he's also
forcing
being
her-
assaulted.
He's forcing her to experience her own rape from
Yeah.
his perspective,
Right.
which is insane.
And
Yeah.
then,
And
and then,
thanks, Big
so
Jim.
brutal. Yeah,
Don't help, Big Jim. Jesus.
yeah. Don't help.
but then like,
Stop
what is
helping,
Ray
please.
Fiennes watching?
Ray Fiennes was experiencing what Tom Sizemore, spoiler, Tom Sizemore was experiencing, which was himself doing the act and also experiencing her
Okay.
experiencing him experience.
That's definitely how he acted, right?
Yes.
Like in
And
that
it's
scene,
upsetting.
it's definitely like a pain and pleasure, like on the verge of tears, but then sometimes he's moaning.
Yes.
And like
But-
it's really fucked up.
And
Because
I
he's
know-
experiencing the quote unquote
Yeah.
pleasure of the assaulter.
Yes.
And
yeah.
the
and is horrified.
fear.
the fear of the assaulted and making and experiencing them both in his own head at
Yeah.
the same time.
But then also the assaulter's pleasure of the fear of the assaulted.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah,
and
there's
all
a
that sort of stuff. And I
feedback
was like,
loop.
I don't know how you approach even like acting that scene.
But can we
like,
talk about? I mean, how that's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
But and I hate to come right out of that to say, can we talk about how absolutely hilarious the dailies of Ray Fiennes must have been?
Yes.
Of him
Very
just
funny.
just like going. He's
Hornier!
like he's
Hornier!
going for it so hard in
Yeah.
every, and he's so good.
He's
He's
And
so
it's like-
amazing. That is an impossible thing to ask an actor to do.
Awful.
And I think he does it the best that you possibly could.
Every time.
But it is
He's a-
stupid.
a man alone in a room.
Is he dressed like Jim Morrison because the song Strange Days?
Fuck. Maybe. So there's
Leather
a couple.
Haircut.
Yeah, no, go ahead if you had more on that.
Oh, that's it.
I will say this is unrelated to the world, but what I did like about his character, and I think a thing that Jim Cameron is always good at is having these little things, but I love his fake Rolexes that he uses
That
to
was
get
cool.
out
That's
of things, and then I love that his only actual expensive piece of clothing is his Armani jacket, and he makes it a very fine point to not fuck it up.
So the Rolex thing had me thinking about. So that went under my what they got right
Yes.
scenario, which was that we cannot agree on what currency is,
Sure.
and that
Oh,
we can't,
interesting.
and that we all kind of have private scam currencies that we hope will be valuable to someone
Sure.
else. So you notice that one person believes that it is a Rolex and takes it, and then
Yeah.
another person clocks it as fake.
Yeah.
So it's like he's always scamming everyone. He's like, let me
Yeah.
see if the Rolex trick works on this guy. And it's no skin off his
And I love that.
I mean,
it
but
makes him
that's-
such a good slimy character.
But that's
Like-
what black market stuff is, right? Is like that's a whole other different type of currency and like value attached to something that doesn't
yeah, it
traditionally
doesn't have to be real,
value.
but it has to be good enough.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't need it to be Armani, but if I can pass for
Yeah.
Armani, then it's worth the discounted price I'm willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
But if it's an exact simulacra, what is black market?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I recently I ordered and didn't receive, and got a refund from on eBay. Some stuff they're coming from China. They're because they stopped making the headphones that I like, the Bose Sound Sport with the wire that kind of like connects them.
Oh,
They
wow.
stopped making that?
Yeah, they
Oh.
Bose
Is
stopped
it
making
just
them.
wireless now?
They're all just the in ear. Yeah, and
Yeah, okay.
they fall out. I hate that.
Yeah.
I especially if you're doing anything, if you're
Mhm.
exercising.
Yeah.
But you can order some that
Are not
they
Bose?
but people say they're like pretty much as good and they do the same thing. They look the same,
Yeah.
and maybe they're not as like well made, but they work the same way. And they're like $40 instead of they were like 100 and something
Yeah,
bucks.
yeah,
But
sure.
now if you want to get them, they're like $500 because they're rare.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh,
So
But I would accept those as payment.
this is
Is I guess what I'm saying.
the squid recordings, like, since it actually happened to someone, it's like, is it black market? So like, is pornography black market someone else's experience? Like someone else had that experience and now you're like kind of stealing it or buying it or
Well, I
getting
feel like
it
because
somehow.
everyone is aware that they're recording it.
Yeah.
but not everyone that films a sex tape is aware of where their sex
Where
tape
it's
ends
going.
up.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that's
right.
true.
I was interested. What was
I
fun
am-
about this?
what I hear.
Yeah, from what I liked about the setup of his world and how he wheels and deals is obviously he goes to Tick to buy more
Sonny- is that the Sonny
duplicitous
Bono
thing.
looking
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, more the guy from fucking Ferris Bueller, the guy that takes the car for the
It's
joyride.
Richard something.
Anyway, but he goes to Tick to buy illicit, fall off the cart. Someone has a sex tape, but they don't know where it went. And that's when he sees that opening clip that's a blackjack, which is any clip that
The wearer
someone dies.
Yeah.
And apparently you feel the sensation of dying, which is, once again, just an idea for a full movie
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
kind of just throws in there. But he goes there. Then he goes to people that are intentionally recording things to sell to him. And then he goes and puts that really, really bad wig on that guy's head to go
Right.
fuck someone. And he's obviously producing his own as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like he has these kind of three different avenues of like getting memories.
So this is a thing that goes in. What did they get wrong? Big Jim did not anticipate everyone in the world just expecting everything to be free all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So like
Yeah.
so like you can get all of this stuff for
Yeah.
free now.
Yeah.
Like you can dial up some internet with a live, feed from some Syrian sniper's rifle, or if you
Yeah.
wanted to, like
Yeah.
it's limited. Only,
Which brings
only
me to the sponsor of this episode.
Syrian sniper rifle cam on Twitch.
/ Syrian Sniper 05.
I mean, like it's just like it's up to you how bad you want to feel. So like
Yeah.
in the Philip K. Dick, the mood organ, like the Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, there's this thing called a mood organ, which
Yeah.
sounds a lot like the internet or drugs.
Sounds
or
like my
something.
penis, right? Anyway,
Sorry.
sorry.
Well, you like, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel?
Yeah.
So like,
That was a far
you-
ripcord.
you pull up a meme, you pull up
Yes. Yeah.
a joke, you pull
Yeah.
up
You can immediately change how you feel
And
if
since
you want.
most people in this country are like addicted to rage or
Yeah.
whatever, or
We just can't have nice things. We can't
Love a
just,
good rant.
We just can't fuck like in a room and watch it and be happy with that. Like you want to be mad at the end of it.
that's my political party. Yeah.
That's mine.
just
I want to
fucking-
fuck and be mad. Which one's that one? All of them?
This is,
Yeah.
and I think Chris will be in the same boat. I think this just shows that physical media is the correct choice. Because
That's why you buy Laserdiscs.
That's why you buy Laserdiscs. That's why you buy Blu-rays. That's why you buy $100 box sets.
That's why
of
you buy
Super Mario
Laserdiscs
Brothers
and
movie.
you lay them
No.
out side by side, not
Here's-
stacking.
Joey, here's where you and I are not the same.
No, Chris,
Oh,
you
no.
keep your mouth quiet.
I just recently paid, I think it was $55
Okay.
for the entire Twin Peaks television collection.
Uh-huh.
It was
Whoa.
on sale.
I already
Okay.
have it. Nerd.
That's
The original
the original
Okay.
and the return.
and the new one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good price.
That's amazing.
That's a pretty good price.
How many books
yeah.
are in that?
No.
How many
books.
film frames are in that?
How many?
How many postcards are
How
in
many movies are in? How many hours of entertainment do you have?
that? How many
in-
copies of the script are in that? Is it 2? Because this has 2.
If you think the script has any relevance in a Twin Peaks episode, you are sorely mistaken.
How many replicas of the official fan magazine are in there?
Jesus. Is
Wrapped
that
in
real?
plastic?
Yeah.
Are you talking about wrapped in plastic?
Not wrapped in plastic, but miniaturized version of.
He's talking about Super Mario Brothers. He's still talking about this Super Mario Brothers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we said that on mic, but yeah, Joey purchased $100 special edition of the live action Super Mario.
This man is a father of 2.
and that's
2 box
and
sets.
I would argue that's an heirloom.
Yes,
That's like
exactly.
buying La Crusette pants. You're gonna pass that on to your children and your grandchildren.
One of them gets the box set, the other one gets the film frame.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
So what let's cut to the chase here. What kind of wire tripping are you guys doing?
Damn.
It's interesting because Oliver and I have since, for the last couple of years, the group started in COVID. There's like a
Yeah.
VR group.
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
people
yeah.
like get together. I may have talked about it on the
I think
podcast.
you
I think
did,
you
yeah.
did, yeah.
Yeah, get together in big screen and like hang out. And it started as a way during lockdowns to get together and
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then it's just continued in that
Oh, cool.
fashion.
That's great.
And but what I was anyway.
Has anybody gotten really into like customizing their avatars, like
Probably.
really blinging them up and stuff?
I mean,
There's a guy that sexually assaults me with his avatar every time.
Yeah.
Again, immediately gonna happen.
Yeah. That just happens.
Accidentally face fucks me every time. Like,
Okay. Yeah. Can I say that is yeah, that makes
It's on
sense. to
brand
me.
for
that,
him.
that does make sense.
at least he's not
that
trying to
is the
eat
brand.
you.
That's actually correct. That's cool. I am glad.
I want to do
I'm
some.
like, I'm trying to watch it's literally blocking my view,
Yeah.
which is my main complaint.
that's why it's a good thing it
You're
never
over- it's
trickled
just
down
like
to our
a
group.
thrusting.
I'm here for the
Crotch and
movie.
you're
I'm
over
not
here
here for
like,
the
fuck.
face fuck.
I'm like, hey,
Can I
Yeah.
not?
hey, down in front. Hey,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Because you said, or you were saying earlier, and this is true, like you can call up anything pretty much on the internet for
Yes.
free. But if you want to watch VR pornography,
but
Yeah.
even
that's not really something that is readily available for free. That's something that is a
that's not
premium
free,
that you
but
have to pay
that.
for.
But you can get other really wild stuff. Like you can go up into the space station. Like I was
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was very much into that, and they got the whatever it is, the convergence distance right, so it feels the right size.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, that's cool.
Because sometimes it feels miniature or
Mhm.
something
Right.
like that.
It's a sensor thing too.
I
the
like
size
to
of it.
feel big. I just
That's
want to
all
feel
I
big in it. Yeah.
That's like my
I do it so that I feel more endowed.
Yeah, you go up there, you face fucking astronaut.
yeah.
hey, it's an accident.
It's fine. He was Russian.
It's fine.
It's called diplomatic relations.
Haven't you seen For All Mankind? All right, spoiler alert.
Does that happen a lot in that?
A lot.
Is that what it was? I didn't know that's what that was about.
Yeah, For All Mankind, if you know what I mean. Hey, I don't know.
But I
Yes.
like what VR doesn't offer currently anyway.
Mhm.
That wire tripping, getting jacked in,
Yeah.
does is the feeling,
Yes.
the actual like dopamine. We were talking about like, you have written here is this a future drug?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm jumping ahead.
No.
to
I think
ask
it's a good
but
question.
I think it absolutely is because it is the hit of dopamine.
Mhm.
And especially if it's a sexual thing, oxytocin,
Yeah.
and then because it's you're experiencing what another person is, and then it's in turn is activating your own receptors.
Yeah,
plus
so you're
nostalgia.
doubling it,
ASMR
right?
is a big thing right now.
Yeah.
So you can actually make sensory,
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
reactions in your body by listening to digital stimulus.
Mhm.
And it's like either it's a little or a lot sexual, right? There's
Yeah.
different flavors of ASMR, right? But like
Yeah.
that is a way that you can literally make things happen in your body that you cannot control from someone else's experience.
Have
Yeah.
you guys heard of this thing? And I feel like I brought this up on a show a long time ago, but it was something called iDoser.
No.
Anybody?
Are we talking about Pitch Black where he takes the morphine through his eyeball?
No, this is like
Oh,
a real world thing. It was a company who specialized in a piece of software that you bought essentially audio hits, and the audio that you download was meant to simulate narcotics, so that it like
I've heard of this type of stuff. Like ravers are always talking about binaural frequencies. And
yeah, it would like trigger
sure.
something by the way that like the frequency plays in your head, and it would be like, this will make you feel like you are on cocaine or something. But
do
it was
you have some?
I had
Yeah,
some,
can we-
and I'd
are
listen
you,
to
are
it.
you
But
holding?
I was at one point, but like the audio itself, like I'm sure I didn't have good enough headphones, and it was like
Yeah.
probably compressed or whatever.
I
but
can
it was-
confirm these are not good enough headphones. Yikes.
These aren't Bose at all.
Yoinks. Yoink.
But this was
Scoob.
a decade ago too, so
Yeah.
I'm sure like the quality
I
of it
mean,
wasn't up to.
It is interesting. This movie does like a little bit of a pivot to the drug allegory. Like it doesn't necessarily start that way, and then it starts pivoting in it when you start to learn about all the side effects.
And like
Like-
people frying their
Yeah,
their
the fact that
lobes
you
and
can
stuff.
intentionally basically make someone a vegetable by like cooking their frontal lobe, by like overstimulating them with the intensity, which obviously we're talking about. You're already feeling basically double of whatever anyone's feeling. Like you're feeling your feelings on top of what they're feeling, and then cranking that up. Like, of course, it's gonna fuck you up.
I mean, it's not my opinion that social media is, it's like a drugized version of social interaction.
Mhm.
Like I'm sort of using the language of that book, Dopamine Nation.
Yeah.
Drugizing things.
Mhm.
So we're constantly drugging ourselves with these little like
You get those hits.
blasts and hits, like so we're addicted to our television, our internet, our scrolling, our social media, our video games, pornography, shopping, other kinds of computer interaction, making stuff.
Yeah. Or just
Yeah.
stuff in general that you fill a garage with.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't think of a
There's
real
so
life
much-
example
so
of
much
that.
stuff in here. It's crazy.
Is
But
it getting
yeah,
worse?
it's
You've seen
definitely-
the evolution. You feel like more claustrophobic.
But I mean, I hoard too. Like
Weirdly,
I hoard
no.
digital assets. I hoard
Yes.
sample collections.
Mhm. Yeah,
like
yeah.
I have 78,000 snares. Like it's not useful. It's what
Yeah.
it constitutes.
Yeah.
I think it might have been extraction. Like too much of a good thing constitutes a negative asset or something.
Sure.
I don't believe you. I don't think that's true.
I don't think that was extraction. I think that was a better. You could have. If you have too much money, then you can't
Yeah.
deposit and you can't clean it, and
Yeah.
it gets taxed. Like you have to.
But what if you had 8,000 snares?
What if I had 80 and I knew how they all sounded? You know what I mean? Instead of-
I still am not following. I don't understand.
I don't
It's-
get
it's
it.
like
I
a-
don't understand.
yeah. Do you play all these games? Or what if you had 4 games and you knew how to play them really well?
I'd be like, I should get more games.
Right.
That's how it started.
That's Everyone starts with 4 games.
So whether it's movies, comics, like for me, it was music or magazines or tools.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
now that music tools are digital, like now like tools and like media are kind of the same thing. So I have a hard drive that looks kind of like the inside of this,
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
this garage,
It's interesting. It's an interesting thing where it's funny to look back because this idea is so easily transposed onto our current existence and how we ingest everything right now. But the way that you put it, Oliver, is like even back then, we basically were doing the same thing. It's just that you had to go to the store and get your, like, it just wasn't so readily available all the time.
Physical
But you
media.
absolutely still, I can go buy my Mad magazine and feel good, get them jokes, get those hits.
So this is kind of a pivot. It's not necessarily what we were talking about. just
Jeremy
now.
pivot.
Okay.
It's kind of a Jeremy pivot. What if you had a supercut?
Yeah.
A money shot supercut.
Okay.
Oh.
But from
Just put that in your brain thing.
okay.
Is that like, just like a quick nip? Just like
What? What's
Ooh,
that? Oh,
take it off, and
God.
you're like, I feel great.
There are some people that, are more like compilation oriented, and some people that like a longer, like
a build up.
They want a story.
Some people want to be romanced.
Yeah.
I want to be seduced.
No, I want to put on the brain squid, and I want to just be like,
Come immediately.
Yeah, would it trigger?
I want to change my pants 12
Would it
times a
make
day.
you orgasm?
I don't
Well,
think
that
so.
was my question. I don't think it would, right?
I think it just releases the stuff in your brain, like you were saying, the receptors.
Well,
and
then what
stuff.
am I paying for?
You're paying to
also
feel
true.
all the brain
That's
stuff.
a good- These are both good questions.
What am I paying?
But
One,
you-
I don't think so, and yes, what?
You can buy a device that is like a vibrator or whatever. It has like a remote on it.
Yeah.
That like goes over the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what if I wear the squid and I can feel all the?
Yeah.
All-
Without the mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have to stick the vibrator in you and mail
Wait,
the
this is-
remote to someone else.
The vibrator wasn't part of the plan.
No, stop. Wait, no.
We're crossing the street.
I don't think so.
So
It's in you now.
According to Ghost in the Shell, at some point, all of our sensoria will be able to be digitized. So like that's the premise of Ghost in the Shell is that like they like explain the squid. They're like anything can be digitized, right? Like an image can be digitized,
Yeah.
right? Like you can take an infinite variation of colors and break it into a grid that's quantized. Now you got an image, right? You
Mhm.
can do that with audio. You can take an infinite, ribbon of energy and you can quantize it into blocks, and then
Mhm.
sound fidelity is pretty good because the resolution's there. And now I'm not questioning the audio, right? I totally believe the audio, right? It's fully digital. So why would we not be able to do that with, nerve sensations or like chemical, like neuroreceptor stuff?
Yeah.
Right.
is
but
what-
it's how it jacks in, and that's like the part that this movie is.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just like, just trust us.
Yeah, don't
worry about it.
I thought Ghost in the Shell was about that guy with his little weird eyes. You know what I mean?
I thought it
the
was
guy
about
with his weird
Scarlett
little metal
Johansson.
eyes. Oh,
yeah.
famous Asian
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson.
Famous Asian Emma Stone.
Man, they fucked up.
This season on Hollywood Asians.
Oh no,
Rob Schneider.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, actually.
I mean,
you accidentally got it right.
I'm a big Rob Schneider supporter. No, I'm just kidding.
Love the guy, love his politics.
I don't think that
Schneiderverse?
sentence has
Wow.
ever been
The
said.
Schneider-
Release the Schneider cut. Oh, we got that
Wow.
at the same time.
Actually, I didn't. I said the Schneiderverse.
Release the Schneider.
I would watch the Schneider
Schneider
cut.
cut.
If he would
It's
play
just
the
Rob
every-
Schneider added to every scene of the Justice League of the law of the Snyder cut.
Yeah,
Superman.
just in the background.
make it copy.
I think before we go, we should, because we're kind of getting close to time here. But like
Yeah.
the last thing,
Can we talk about one other thing?
I
a couple other things. Yeah,
I could just do this really quick. Just
All right.
like read what they got right.
sure.
Please.
And I'm genuinely impressed by his foresight here. Martyred rappers. So rappers had not
Yeah.
been famous for being killed yet, and
Yeah.
that was like a really interesting thing that he predicted.
Mm-hmm.
Voice to text transcription. I thought
Yeah,
that
that
was
was awesome.
that was weird.
The answering machine. That's like a little detail in movies like this where I'm like, you didn't have to make that, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fox News. I thought it was interesting that they foresaw Fox News because it was at the time it came out. It was a joke. I mean, even more. Of a
Yeah.
joke.
Fox was definitely a joke.
A billboard that's just a big barcode.
Yeah,
I,
that was great.
Yeah.
I have seen that. LAP murderers.
Oh yeah.
That's something they
Cop
got right.
gangs.
Well,
they
that,
got
no, I
cop
was
gangs.
literally going to say that.
Yeah.
Sheriff gangs. It's
Yeah.
written down right here.
Yeah.
And what did they get wrong? Gaddafi wins the Peace Prize.
Yep. That was a
I
bad
thought
one.
that was pretty funny.
The second woman president.
And grunge music in goth clubs. I thought
Hey, what was that club though? I didn't put that on the down, but I was like, in that club. Like, by the way, in that club, there was a cage with neo-Nazis burning books, right? Did everyone else see that?
Or was that an
I-
art
I-
installation?
I didn't, but that's what that falls under what I
What
was
they
talking
got-
about, the like power tolerance reading as tokenism, that like remember when I was going like, that shot was in Blade Runner, that shot was in Blade Runner. So like he's
so many shots
taking
straight out of Blade Runner.
certain ideas about Blade Runner, which are basically xenophobia, and like, could you imagine if this was a multicultural place?
You did keep saying like, can you imagine? Look at all these people from different cultures.
Yeah, because it's like in your face. It's like there's a guy in a turban and an African sheik, and then there's Kodo drummers, and but it does seem like he's wanting you to think that that's kind of a chaos thing.
Yeah.
So I can't tell
if he's against it or for it. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this club was very confusing to me because it's like underground punk goth club where some people are kind of having sex, but also there's neo-Nazis burning books.
Look at the prevalence of Nazis in our current culture. Like, it literally is back. It's back. Nazis are back.
Yeah.
But
what the fuck?
Here's what I'll say. I don't care. I find it baffling that it's in that scene in this movie. It expresses something very weird, and it's
he's
just
saying
very
that,
weird.
like, society's collapsing and everything's happening.
Sure.
I thought it was an art piece. It was like
just a weirdo art piece in the middle of it.
It'd be like made by people who are against that type of thing, but like, this is what they do, you know, like.
No.
As like a thing in the club.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, fine. I'm going to go back to my orgasm tapes.
And also the name of that club was Retinal Fetish.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is a fucking good club. And he convinces that businessman to go there, and he goes in a suit. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy
And they just
do?
leave that guy there, by the way. That guy lives at Retinal Fetish forever
what the fuck
now.
is this guy gonna do?
But James Cameron likes coming up with nightclub names. Remember the famous nightclub in Terminator called Tech Noir?
Fuck, that is good. I forgot about that.
It's a good name.
Man, he's good at that.
I think he's got a running list. It's like, oh yeah, that's a good nightclub name.
Yeah, this is great. Notebooks.
For when he opens a nightclub.
Notebooks of nightclub names.
You know what he got almost right? They colloquialized it as 2K. Not Y2K, because we all called it Y2K.
We called it Y2K.
They keep calling it 2K.
Yeah.
2K is coming. 2K. And
Remember that was like a thing people were worried about?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it was terrifying. We're slightly older than you.
No, but my dad worked in computers at the time.
Well, the bug was real. Like
the what?
But like the Y2K bug was a real.
It just didn't do what we all thought it was going to.
Yeah.
But on that New Year's at Greenwich Mean Time, I was hanging out with some friends, and it was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, 1. All the power went out.
Fuck off. No,
because my buddy had snuck out, gone to the garage, and switched the circuit breakers. And we were good. For a second, we were all like, and they were like, wait, where's Matt? And they were like, oh, fucking Matt.
I just had a paroxysm of guilt because it was the first time I'd made out with a stranger.
Oh, what a way to ring in the millennium.
I thought I was
do
gonna
something
die.
new. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the right time.
That's great.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would make out with me in the year 2000. So
can I also just say that I was in high school when this movie came out. I was a senior in high school, and I took a girl on a first date to see this movie.
Oh, cool.
And let me tell you, not a date movie.
No, it does not. It doesn't make a woman feel safe. I would say.
At all. I mean, starting with the girl on girl squid tape that he was looking at. Yeah, that was like, oh, this is uncomfortable. And then
how'd you see an R-rated movie in high school?
We're 17.
That's still
You can be 17.
I thought I was 18.
I saw RoboCop at 10.
Well, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That was Whoops.
That's why I am the way I am.
I saw Predator 2 way too early, like 5. Vivid remember.
At least it was Predator 2.
Yeah, Predator 2. Yeah.
Hey, another LA dystopian movie that we should probably cover.
Oh, when does that take place, though?
92 or 97.
Oh.
Add it to the list.
Which is?
Predator 2.
Predator 2.
Yeah.
That's another one where they were like, we're certain LA is about to be destroyed.
Yeah.
We can only trust Danny Glover to...
Listen, I love the man.
He's too old.
That's great. He's too old for this shit.
Yeah.
No, the bummer is when you watch Lethal Weapon now and you're like, he's like younger than me in this movie, and that fucking sucks.
Bill Paxton's Coyote Brown suit in Predator 2 is something that I genuinely want.
He looks great. He's sweaty. Everyone's so sweaty in that movie.
It's
and
LA,
gross. No, but it's like Heat Wave. Like the setup is Heat Wave LA.
Yeah, Heat is a character in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, because remember, they only go where it's hot.
Heat's around the corner.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right.
Heat's around the corner.
Heat is just around the corner.
So
He's around the
that
corner.
seems like
Michael
prime
Mann's
for
Predator 2.
Yeah.
I have this theory about how Heat is a stealth Predator prequel, and I'm serious.
We cannot dive into that, but I fucking need to hear it.
We'll
after
talk.
this.
We can talk
If
about it on
you
the
want to
Patreon
talk
bonus.
about that on the Patreon bonus, that can be the whole thing.
I
That is
wish I was
fucking
joking.
fine.
I wish I was joking.
I know you're not joking, and I'm not joking either. We absolutely should unpack that.
Does anybody ever shorten Patreon bonus to Pobo?
Pobo,
we do now.
2K and Pobo.
In the morning zoo, 2K and Bobo.
This is totally not related to the movie at all, but I was finishing it out here,
Yeah.
and it was the scene where Angela Bassett is kind of giving it to Ray Fiennes about where he needs to go and needs to get his head out of his ass type of thing.
Yeah.
She's like, right here, right now. And Kim just pops her head in right here. She's like, is that from that Fat Boy Slim song?
Well, it is,
probably
right?
is.
It
probably
is.
That's the sample.
Wait.
It's a sample from
Right
the
here,
Fat Boy Slim
right
song
now, right here, right now.
from this
Wow.
movie. I was like, what a pull.
Yeah. Damn.
She
Hey.
looked it up. Yeah. So
That's a
Go
good find.
figure.
Yeah.
Fat
Good
Boy
find.
Slim's a huge fucking nerd. What?
Also,
No way.
your wife is an excellent sample spotter. That's awesome.
That's right. Yeah,
I
know.
would never have. Well, clearly I didn't.
Yeah,
pick up on
it's
that.
literally that exact clip from the
Wow.
because she looked it up afterwards and it said from the movie.
Also, why
Strange
are they
Days.
friends?
I
Why
don't
are
know.
they friends?
Also, what are friends?
That's a good
They
question.
don't act like that.
Well,
That's not
yeah,
how
he's like
friends act.
Tom Sizemore. He's like, you're my best friend, Tom Sizemore, and I'm like, is he?
At one point, they like
Can't trust Tom Sizemore ever.
Yeah,
No,
I
to
know.
Angela Bassett. Someone says buddy. Someone calls someone buddy.
What?
Yeah, that to me that just reeks
It's like,
of
yeah,
like
fuck
that
you,
crazy
guy.
James Cameron dialogue where you're just like, nobody talks like this except James Cameron.
Yeah. It's
And
weird.
everybody talks like James Cameron in these movies.
The I will say the Angela Bassett and the Lenny relationship is very weird. You kind of get a hint of how they met, which seems
white savior
very
shit?
sad. And
A
then
raid on her house.
you
or something?
also never get maybe I tuned out or something, but like you never understand why he got kicked out of the LAPD. I guess I kind of assumed
So
he,
this is why I think it would make a good series.
yeah. Oh, sure.
You know,
I mean-
4-part, 6-part. I don't know.
Prestige.
Like, you know,
Prestige
let's
TV.
do it. let's get the guy.
set in
All black.
1998.
Listen, this wouldn't be the first time that
get Max right
one of
in
the
the ring.
movies on this show has been pitched as a limited series.
Yeah, Gordon pitched the Postman limited.
Which-
series.
The Postman.
yeah, the Postman.
Which
I like the Postman.
once again,
Postman's
I'm pretty
great.
mad at him because I like on that show I was like, do it. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're a TV writer.
You are a TV writer and you live. What are you doing? The two of you, go do it. I'm still mad.
Fun
Jen, Gordon,
fact:
do it.
I was almost an extra in the Postman.
Oh yeah.
Fuck
I
yeah.
auditioned. My mom and I auditioned for that.
Because I had a shaved head at the time. And
he
they,
took
like,
it from you.
They wanted like a shaved head. Yeah,
Sure.
but didn't happen.
Damn. I'm so sorry. A lot of near misses
Just
through
for
the postman in here. Really weird.
Shot in Tucson, or a lot
Well,
of it
that's
in
the
Tucson,
thing.
Arizona.
Anything that gets shot in Tucson, it's like citywide news. Like
Yeah.
Hollywood's here in town.
Remember Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man was like
Oh, yeah.
big news in Tucson. It's
Wow.
like, they shot on one of our billboards, and we're like, wow.
By the way,
my gosh.
Marlboro Man.
Giancarlo Esposito from Better Call Saul, he directed an episode in the last season, and he told me some unrepeatable stories from the set of Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man in Tucson, which maybe off mic I can tell you.
Okay.
Very funny.
That's
He
an
cements him
OnlyFans
as-
exclusive.
he had
cool.
he had some real experiences
Of
in
course.
Tucson with
Of
Mickey
course.
Rourke.
Tease
Oh,
just
God.
for us.
And most
Yeah.
of them were down the street at the Bashful Band.
That's right.
Wow. I don't.
Some deep cuts here.
Little Tucson deep.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
geography.
Bashful Bandit is, but I could guess a couple things.
Well, we brought our own sponsors today. The Tucson Board of Tourism.
Brought to you by the
Wanna-
Loft Theater in Casa Video.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, this is exciting. We're getting so hyper regional.
Yeah, you know, what everyone knows, Tucson.
I think we have a lot to cover in a Patreon bonus.
Yes.
So I think we should go do that.
Okay.
So I think this is an episode of Strange Days. Chris, thanks for making us watch Strange Days.
Yeah.
Hey, you're welcome.
We
Aside from like the assault, like it was a good movie.
Yeah. I
No,
actually
it's tough. It's tough. And
Yeah.
then there's like during that last hour, I wrote down like this movie is Bummer Town.
Yeah.
Because it gets very real. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is what would happen.
That was
Yeah.
another thing I got in the what they got right is the future sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, no,
The
yeah.
perpetual
Mostly,
future sucks.
mostly it sucks.
It's a great way to end the podcast.
but it's like it's like
future
so
sucks. The end.
I love movies
We're living it.
that like take place years and years and years ago and you're like set in the future and it's the future's already passed, but like look how bad it is.
Yeah, but then and then
And you're
now
just
we're
like,
like,
"Aw."
it was so good. Y'all don't even know how good it was. Oh, your main concern was that your computers might skip or something? or
that
Boo
your-
fucking who?
Your Paisleys might clash.
Oh, damn, my tie doesn't
So
match.
So many Paisleys. The
Yeah.
future wardrobe is chaos for sure.
Yeah, we didn't even get
Chaos
into
menu.
that. There's a lot of it.
The only thing I kept thinking of every time I saw Juliette Lewis in her like diamond crop top is
Yeah.
like that had to
It could not have
catch.
been comfortable.
It had to catch.
You're catching
Yeah,
a nip
ouch.
every time.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Dina Meyer in
She's
Johnny
hardcore.
Mnemonic. It's the same thing.
Oh yeah,
It's
the
nip-
chainmail.
The
Chainmail.
chainmail.
Yeah, the
like on her
future.
nipple.
The future is like medieval costumery.
Like, let these women live. Just let them wear linen, like something nice. Like, why do we need to chafe them?
Yeah, that's another thing they got wrong. They didn't predict athleisure.
And that
Yeah.
is which. That's bullshit.
Lululemon.
What a bummer.
Which you figure with everything else in this movie they would have. Weird.
Yeah, weird.
Bummer Town.
Well, of course, to wrap up, we usually ask everyone a couple questions. The first being, what would you take from the future of 1999?
Squid porn.
The squid. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to take the squid.
So easy.
I think you have to take the squid.
I
right?
mean, there's nothing else.
It's kind of the only thing in the
It's
movie.
kind of the main.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, shitty wigs, but those exist now.
Tom
Those
Sizemore.
exist. Tom
Maybe
Sizemore's
Jericho
shitty wig.
One's first album, like the early stuff when he was. Really
I would like
Yeah.
to hear his full
Actually,
album.
Actually, I would like to hear some Jericho One music.
Because it would be written by
Okay, but
James
wait,
Cameron.
okay,
and
yeah,
it would be
I wanna
hear-
hilarious.
okay.
James Cameron
Okay.
raps. That's what I want.
So
that's what I want.
okay. So we all had that same thought, and I think I wrote it in my notes. I was like, "Oh, rap written by James Cameron." Like it's mostly like spoken word.
It's
and
all
then,
spoken
yeah,
word.
It's not
yeah.
rap, by
It's
the
not
way.
rap
Yeah,
in any sense of the word.
It's definitely It is a man with a cursory understanding of what's going on.
So they speak these words, right? They don't sing 'em?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Over
It's
a
sing talking.
and it's called a beat. Interesting. Okay.
I'm going to develop a new microphone to capture it.
The microphone goes in your eye.
Just immediately, he's like, "Oh, so they're all like a bunch of little Malcolm X's running around here." It's like, "Yeah, Jim. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
absolutely.
they are. You got it. You got it,
100%. You're doing
Big
it."
Jim.
Jim Cameron.
Don't help.
Well, thank you, Big Jim,
Thanks,
for
bud.
Strange Days. I think
those
it's
were
a
some
solid
strange
movie.
days.
Catherine Bigelow.
And Catherine Bigelow. That movie is like I was surprised how much fun it was. Aside from, like I said,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
assault.
The assault. Yeah.
I think it was like it's a really good period piece, just like The Matrix is, where it still like kind of works because like everything in it is
Yeah.
so realistic is not the right word, but it's like pretty minimal. The future BS
yeah.
in it, and I think it's a good time. And Ray Fiennes is a good fucking actor, and Angela Bassett's a good fucking actor.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
the whole thing is pretty.
The
enjoyable
talent
still.
level is far too high.
Yeah.
But
Far too-
also
yeah.
it's Bigelow and Cameron, so it's like, of course, they're pulling like huge talent.
See,
that like
For me, the superconducting quantum interference device is the juice.
it is the juice. I would agree.
Would agree.
Hard
Co-sign.
agree.
Sure was for him.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Tom Sizemore.
Rest in
To me,
peace,
to
Tom
me,
Sizemore.
yeah. I love. To me, that whole movie is Tom.
He
Tom's
plays a
doing
good
great.
buddy guy and a good piece of shit,
Yeah.
and that's kind of
He's
been
great.
That's him his whole career.
Also, so rarely. I feel like growing up, he mostly just there's like an era where he just kind of played put out military men, which he's always amazing at.
Yeah.
But like, it's nice to see him be a creep.
world weary
Yeah,
types.
It's almost like he was on a bunch of speed or something.
yeah.
He was
it's
on
like
a bunch of
hard
everything.
to tell. Like weird. Yeah, this movie feels like it's the tail end of the Hollywood era where they had cocaine at catering.
Shout out,
Crafty.
Shout out to the original
Yeah.
based god.
Yeah.
The original based god Tom Sizemore.
Well, of course, You can follow us on our socials. Yes, Tom Today on Instagram and TikTok and Blue Sky. I'm gonna make one. And Twitter, but who's even on there anymore? And if you want to get in on our Patreon bonus segments for every episode, you can join us at patreon.com/YesTomToday. Just show the show some love. Help us keep making it. We like to do it.
And we're going to hear about how Heat is a prequel to Predator 2.
Yeah, stick around.
On the Patreon bonus segment. Chris, thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you. You can find us on Instagram as well if you like.
Please. Lay them out there. You can say them if you
I'm
want.
I'm at Chris McCaleb. I'm hiding in plain sight.
That's amazing.
Oliver?
OliverScott.art.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
OliverScott.art. Well, thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate it. This is a blast.
Yeah. I've been Joy Reinish.
I'm Kyle McVeigh.
And we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.